Yeah, I interviewed one of my last podcasts. I interviewed a very dear colleague and professional project manager who was professor for digitalization at a college here in Austria for a while. And he said he was I know him, he's very, very passionate. He doesn't do anything half-assed. And he was doing it with full-hearted, and he eventually left his professor job and went back to consulting. And his justification for it was he was just burnt out, and he didn't see that he was making a difference anymore. He didn't feel like he was making a difference. And he said a couple weeks or a couple months after he left his university position, a bunch of students reached out to him without anything on his part. They reached out to him. They said, well, why are you no longer professor? And he said, yeah. And he kind of said, well, because, I was burnt out and I didn't know it was making a difference. And they said, you know what? You were the main reason why we stayed at university, and you were the number one reason why we believe what we believe, and we committed to doing this job. And I'm absolutely in line with you, Lee. I think it's the responsibility of the generations that go before us to do that, to kind of be that, that grandfather figure, that uncle figure, that mentor figure, and I also, of course, you also have a consulting firm. I have a consulting firm. Of course, I do it I still have to make money, but at the end of the day, I think people sense that or not. I think it's our job to have a certain missionary flavor to it, without wanting to convert people by force, but by convert people by charisma and inspiration. I think that's important.
Yeah, and I think ultimately that'll spell at the end of the day. Here's what PMI is doing, and I think that Pierre's a big part of this. He's changing the emphasis from tools and techniques to people, and they've taken the idea of soft skills, which I've believed in since I was little, and changed it to power skills. And I think in the beginning I thought, what a stupid thing to do, but the more I think about it, the more they are saying basically, this people stuff, this communication and this empathy and all of these communication and human aspects are, at the end of the day, what spells success. And at the end of the day, what people enjoy about project management. They don't enjoy milestones and critical path.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I think at the end of the day, if I don't know, maybe you've seen this when you've trained people. My training experiences is most people come to me and say, give me processes, give me tools.
Yeah.
And when they understand them, because you make them easy to understand, then they come back to you a couple months or years later and say,
they're not working.
No, the tools are great, but I suck at the interaction, I would say this, though. I think it's really important that we don't do too much of a pendulum swing. I'm still a big fan of process and system. I think it's the yin and the yang. You can be a great people person, but if you suck structurally, you're going to have problems in your project.
I agree. No, I agree.
Because I don't know if you've ever looked at the new disciplined agile, which is kind of a new thing at PMI. They have this.
I was involved in the acquisition. Yeah. So
they have that beautiful word, wow, way of working.
Wow. Yeah, that was perfect. I love it.
It's good if you truly understand it.
Well,
truly understand it means there's different ways of managing a project, but doing it any which way is not way of working.
No, and that's why I think that didn't work out. That's why Ambler's gone and Mark Lines are gone.
Yeah.
They're trying to save it because the problem is we made an acquisition too late.
Yeah.
We were trying to catch up by acquisition, and it just didn't work. So
I think there was a little bit of fear-based decision making there, and I think PMI, as strong as it is, could have relied a little bit on its good side, but it's good. It's all good. I think it's good that we've pulled Agile into the fold, and I think we'll do fine.